my good friends, Mike Shreeve here, founder and head troublemaker of the No Pants Project. You are listening to episode 23 of the No Pants Show. We're going to be talking about 3 ways to get other people to promote your business for free. Really what we're talking about here is getting other people to promote your business in a way that costs zero to get started. One of the most important things in developing a career as a freelancer is learning how to see multiple pathways to the same end result. So for example, the best way to multiply your income as a freelancer and to get more clients than you can ever possibly want or desire is to spend money, and that money that you spend allows you to experience exposure, benefits, get in front of people, etc., that you couldn't do on your own, right? So there is a limit to what you can do in a single day. The trade-off is often time or money. So for example, you could hustle for 18, 19, 20 hours per day if that's what you'd like to do. Doing all manual work, doing it all yourself, etc. The way that some people make more money than others in the same 24 hours is that instead of trading time, they trade money. So they hire other people, they spend money on advertising. So consider how many people you can get in front of on Facebook. So let's say, for example, Facebook has what's called CPM, which is a cost per 1,000 impressions. So to show your Facebook ad to 1,000 people on Facebook can cost you between $20 and $40. Now imagine trying to manually go get in front of 1,000 people. That's what we're talking about when we're saying trading time for money. Now that's the end result. We want to be able to experience those things. We want to experience what can happen when it's not entirely up to you. But maybe we don't have the budget up front to risk on something like Facebook ads. So we know where we want to be. We want to be the person who is trading more money for time, right? So we get more of our time back and we're just giving money instead, because 1, that'll scale our business, but 2, just that would be incredible to have some time off, right? To not work 15, 16 hours a day. But maybe we don't have the budget right now. Or maybe we just don't want to get involved in the process of learning Facebook ads. Or maybe for whatever reason, this is why having the skill of learning how to get to the end result through multiple pathways is so effective. Because most people, when they're starting their business, they look at somebody, say, okay, you need to do Facebook ads. And they say, well, I don't want to do Facebook ads. I don't have a budget for Facebook ads. And they close that door. They close the door to the benefits that could come about in trading time and money, or time for money, or money for time, or whatever the trade is that you're looking to do. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about 3 ways that you can still experience the scale of paying other things, other people, other ideas, other processes to do the work of prospecting for you and getting clients for you without actually having to pay money up front. In fact, we're going to structure this so that you only pay after the fact. Okay, so once you've collected a check from a new client, you take a piece of that check and you give it to someone else. Okay, you pay them for their time, for their efforts. Number 1, something called an endorsed offer. We're going to create endorsed offers, and we are going to get as many of those endorsed offers running and going in our business as we possibly can. Here's an example of an endorsed offer. It's not a terribly good example, but I think it's one that you could understand. When a restaurant has, maybe when they deliver the check, okay, they deliver the check, and at the in the check is maybe a business card or a pamphlet or something that says to the, when they're handing you the check and you open up the little book and you're about to write and pay the check and do the tip and all that, and they have a little pamphlet and the pamphlet's just for you, and you see in the top of the pamphlet it says, for you and your loved ones, 50% off a day at the whatever, massage or whatever. Now, if you are a masseuse or a spa, let's say, and you're trying to get a bunch of customers, but you don't want to have to spend a lot of money on advertising, what you could do is make up these little brochures, make up these little cards, go to restaurants where you know a lot of couples are having romantic dinners, and ask the restaurant and say, look, can I put this in your check slip? You know, we'll even make the wording like, on behalf of the whatever restaurant this is, on behalf of John's Restaurant, we'd like to extend an offer of 50% off for whatever. So it's a very special offer. And then on that pamphlet, it might say something like, in order to redeem the 50% off, you need to bring it in with you to the spa. So now the spa collects these 50% off cards or whatever they are, pamphlets, whatever. And then they see, okay, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 people came in this month. And then they send the restaurant a check. And the restaurant pays for every redeemed card. The spa pays the restaurant for every redeemed card that they receive. Okay, so let me walk you through that one more time. This is a little bit of a complex example. We'll make it relevant to freelancing one more time, but I want you to see the genius of this offer in context outside of just your business, because you can understand things more deeply when you see them outside of the own small world that you sort of are obsessed with when you're growing your business. So there is a spa company. They want to advertise their business without paying money up front. So what they do, they approach restaurants where they know couples have romantic dinners. They say to the restaurant, here's a pamphlet. In this pamphlet, it says, see, here's the name of your restaurant, and you're basically positioning this as a gift to the people who came into your restaurant. You deliver it with the check, and the gift is that you're running a special offer. The spa is running a special offer for all customers of John's Restaurant, that if they bring the card in, they'll get 50% off. The spa then pays John's Restaurant for every card that comes in. Okay? So the restaurant doesn't have to pay any money in advertising until after somebody comes in and redeems that service. Also, the spa is running a very special offer. And the very special offer is presented like John's Restaurant is the one, because of their restaurant, they're the ones who are offering this in sort of joint connection with the spa. Now, okay, if you aren't thoroughly confused yet, let's talk about how to do this as a freelancer. Let's say that you are a graphic designer, and let's say that you specialize in website design or creating websites or building websites, for example. Okay? Very simple sort of WordPress style websites. If you can find somebody who, let's say, for example, they are an online coach and they teach people how to start their business online, you approach this online coach and you say, look, I know a lot of your students, a lot of your clients need a website. Here's what I'm thinking. Normally, I charge, let's say, $5,000 for a website. What I'm thinking is, if you promote this like we're sort of in this thing together, and because they're students of yours, because they're clients of yours, they're going to get this very special deal, and you endorse this deal, and you say, you guys, I'm partnering with this person to make this special offer happen for you. And what I'll do as the web designer is maybe I'll give like 20% off. So, I can't go too far below how much I normally charge, but I'll also throw in X, Y, and Z. So anyone who sees you, Mr., Mrs., whatever, Ms., teacher of the online things, whatever it is that you want to, maybe we can throw some other things in there as well. And then anytime I get someone coming to me and saying I was a referral of John's online business teachings, whatever, online coaching, I will pay you a commission for them to redeem that very specific deal. So let me throw a few others your way. You could, for example, if you are a copywriter, you could approach an advertising firm. I don't want to use this example too heavily because we're definitely going to use it later. But let's say there's an advertising firm, and what you do is you specialize in direct mail. But the advertising firm only specializes in digital marketing. So they only write copy for online sales pages. You write copy for digital stuff. What you could do is you could create a very specific and very special offer for that advertising firm that they could tell their clients about and would make them look really, really good because, again, it's positioned as if the advertising firm has this special inside deal that's unique and specific to them. And the advertising firm gets to say to their clients, look, because you're one of our clients, we kind of got this cool deal thing and we want to tell you about it. We want to take care of you. We want to treat you right. So here's a special deal if you go talk to them, etc., etc. And then when you as the direct mail copywriter get the deal, then you give some kind of kickback. Now, this is different from the second way to get other people to promote your business for free in a very subtle but important way. So the first way is to create an endorsed offer. So you make something very special for one very special particular person. The second way that you get other people to promote your business for you for free, basically free up front, and then you pay only for results, which is like the best way to advertise any business is when you only pay for results. But okay, so you get a referral, so the second one is that you build a referral network. So you can go to LinkedIn to build that. If you're in one of our programs, particularly the No Pants Project Coaching and Mentoring Program with the open community, and you create and connect and build relationships with one another, and you appropriately include the right people into your network. So don't just do a bunch of graphic designers all into one network. Maybe one person is a web developer, one person is a copywriter, one person is a graphic designer. The best referral networks are themed referral networks. So if you can't clearly see how you all could work on the same project together without stepping on each other's toes, meaning like our powers combined create Captain Planet, but instead of that, it's our powers combined create, a full conversion funnel, or our powers combined create a full, health system with nutrition and diet and hypnotherapy and. So those are the best kinds of referral networks to create, where it's themed, so you all sort of have like it's almost like you create a company that isn't really a company, and you kind of have a product that isn't really a product. You could all band together to create something, but that's not necessarily a prerequisite. It's sort of a loose way of making sure that your skills complement each other so that within that referral network, you can exchange referrals. Now, within that referral network, you create a referral rewards system. Now, the referral reward system is not an endorsed offer. An endorsed offer is that you've created a very special, unique offer. Maybe it's some money off, or maybe it's additional services, or you do something special. Maybe it's even a special guarantee, whatever that is. That's an endorsed offer. A referral rewards system or program is like what we have in the No Pants Project. So for example, if you tell your friend about the No Pants Project Coaching and Mentoring Program, we will give you $750 if they purchase the program. So if they buy the program because of your recommendation, they mark it off on the little application form. Hey, John sent me over here Just wanted to see what things are all about. Let's have a call. Okay, that sounds good. I want to buy. We send John $750. We don't make a special offer for John, though. This is the difference between a referral reward system and an endorsed offer. In the referral reward system, you have one flat rate that you pay out as a reward for people who refer you, and you don't change your offer. So, this is why having a referral reward system within a referral network is a much smarter idea in terms, rather than trying to create, just a bunch of different offers for referral networks. And here's why it's a better idea. Referral networks are meant to be something that lasts for years and years. So it's a close group of friends. I still, to this day, 10 years into it, get and send referrals to people in our very unofficial, loose, the remains of one of our first referral networks. So you don't go through the process of creating special offers. It's more of an ongoing thing. And the beauty of the referral network and the referral reward system is some people really, really prefer sharing things than doing things. And that is a powerful person to have in your referral network. For example, just a few minutes ago, I paid out $1,500 to someone in the No Pants Project who referred two of their friends to the program because they're the kind of people who like to share. And, sometimes you'll have freelancers who, when they're looking at how much they can make by referring you to someone else versus how much they can make by taking on a client themselves, they'll just refer, because that's you go deal with the client. Not that necessarily means they're always going to send you bad clients, but for example, sometimes when I've sent referrals to people where I could have done the project myself. It wasn't just sending referrals for something I couldn't do. I just didn't want to do it. And when I sort of measured how much I could have made by doing the work versus how much I could have made by just referring, it became very clear to me that I would have been way better off just referring this person to somebody who, A, probably would have done a better job because they wanted the work, and then B, just that was easier for me. So that's number 2, is a referral network with a referral rewards system. And you may be asking, well, how do I come up with a number? How much do I pay? You pay as much as you can afford, because most of your business won't come just from a referral network. I mean, it's possible to create it that way, but you don't want to over reward people. And not because you don't want them to do well, it's because if you give them half of your contract, right? Let's say you have a $10,000 contract over 6 months and you pay them $5,000. Well, that's not very much, right? That doesn't leave enough over for you to be successful in what you're trying to do. You can't devote the amount of time, you can't devote the energy. So you do need to make sure that you price that appropriately as well. In some cases, it might be worth building the referral fee into the price. So if you're getting so many leads from referrals that the majority of your work is coming from these clients where a chunk of it goes out to a referral fee, it might be time to reconsider raising your prices so that part of the new price covers the referral fee. And you may say, well, that's horrible. I don't want to just do it. That's a price of doing business. So a lot of what you buy in the day-to-day world has the cost of advertising built into it. If your cost of advertising is paying a referral fee after you close the deal, so it's free up front until they close the deal and then you pay your quote unquote advertising costs, That's just how business works, right? So that is a strategy to consider. All right, number 3, this is probably my favorite because I don't like being the person in front. And I understand people might be like, but dude, you do No Pants and you have a podcast every day and you're all over the interwebs all the time and you're annoying me all the time. Well, I don't like doing that either. But the thing about running a company like No Pants is attention does matter. So we got to get our attention to make sure that we change people's lives. But becoming an add-on to someone else's service. So let's go back to the advertising agency. So you could do an endorsed offer where the ad agency sends you direct mail clients. Okay, let's say they're digital and you're direct mail. That's one strategy. That's a deal you can make with an ad agency. What would be better for the ad agency, though, is if you approached them and said, instead of an endorsed offer, instead of a referral network, I want to become part of the service that you offer to your clients. In other words, I want to become a constant, steady profit stream for you. So here, let me explain. Let's assume that this ad agency does digital marketing and they do funnel type stuff, right? So they'll build somebody's opt-in form and a webinar and all these different cool things. And they make their clients good money, they get results, and et cetera, et cetera. But then, at the end of the day, one of the things they're missing is how much they could sell if when somebody signed up for the entry-level program, if we were to send them like a print newsletter type thing that upsold them into something else. Or imagine what would happen if you sent your whole email list, like a piece of direct mail, or there's all sorts of things you could do from a campaign perspective where you could help to increase the results that the ad agency gets for its clients because you do something a little different. And the ad agency could be like, oh my gosh, you're right. This could be like our biggest package where we do everything, digital and print. We'd love to have you come on the team. And here's the benefit of an add-on and why I like add-ons personally. You don't have to deal with the clients anymore because they're going to deal with the client. You're just part of their team that delivers on a certain whatever it might be. So there's a couple things you have to be careful of, though. One is you can't expect the same rates as if you were to do things yourself, right? So, for example, there's a cost of doing business for all things. If you want to make a lot of money, you have to absorb a lot of those costs. And not all the costs are money. Remember, time and money both cost something and they're both interchangeable. So, for example, if you earn $100 an hour as a copywriter, part of the reason you earn $100 as a freelance copywriter is because you're eating the cost of getting clients. Now, maybe for you, that cost is as simple as just jumping on LinkedIn every day and doing cold outreach. Or maybe you spend a little bit on Facebook ads or whatever, but that's what you eat. So when you go to become an add-on onto somebody else's business, you can't expect for the business owner to pay you the cost of getting clients when they're the ones getting the clients. Does that make sense? So don't be surprised if you don't get your freedom number, if you don't get the highest level number, if you have to maybe back it down a few steps before you can make a deal. Now, obviously, be mindful. Don't just become an employee of theirs. You still need to make sure that you maintain boundaries and that you maintain ownership of your business. But offering them, the advertising agency, an opportunity to enhance their offer with your skills, smart agencies would take you up on that in a second. If somebody walked into the No Pants Project right now and said, hey, I've got this really good idea of how to make another better offer, and I can deliver on it, and here's what we can do, and here's what we can charge, and here's how it will work. And by the way, you don't have to do anything extra. You just keep doing your thing. Since you have a big list and a big audience and et cetera, I would be very interested in hearing that person out. And if it was a good offer and it did make people's lives better, I would probably say yes. Now, that doesn't mean everyone send me pitch emails, but that is what you're essentially doing when you approach other people with this idea of becoming an add-on. And it doesn't have to be an ad agency, okay? Let's say, for example, that you are really good at design. What if you just were an add-on to a single copywriter? And the copywriter has always wanted to be able to offer designed webinar slides to their clients when they write webinars, because, oh my gosh, you could charge way more. The client would probably have more consistent work for you. You could have a little bit more control over the whole process, which would allow you to get higher conversions and et cetera. And you come to that copywriter and you say, hey, look, I'll design the webinar slides for you. I don't have to know the client. I don't have to know any of that, but let's just make this now an additional service on what you normally charge. In the No Pants Project, we create these offers specifically. In the coaching and mentoring program, they're called desserts. It's the kind of stuff that you can't do by yourself, but if you had in your client outcome arc, would really benefit the people who purchased it in bigger ways than you could ever accomplish by yourself. Now again, how do you find these add-ons? Like, how would you know someone intimately enough to know whether or not, like, what they offer and what they're missing? This is where the referral network comes in. So the referral network is not just a place to reward each other for sending clients to each other, but it's also a place to get to know each other enough that you can suggest add-on service ideas. And then again, we're in this land of mutual benefits for all parties involved. Now, obviously, in every single one of these scenarios, negotiation is key, clarity is key, expectation management is key. But the beauty of all of this is that you don't pay a dime until after you've gotten the client. What this means is, by doing a little bit of upfront work in establishing these relationships and setting up these deals, you will be able to multiply your own efforts, similar to what can be done when you buy advertising, or you pay someone to be a member of your team, or that trading money for time exchange. And the cool thing is, you don't have to pay anything up front. So you get the benefit without having to take on the risk. More than anything in this episode, I hope you take away that idea, which is to say, if you want to be really good at being a full-time freelancer, being a full-time business person and owning your own business, it's not necessarily all about technical skill, but it is more about being able to see multiple ways to the same end result and having the imagination and creativity to get what you want with what you have right now, aka being really resourceful. Resourcefulness is a very, very critical skill in building a business. Okay, so the 3 ways to get other people to promote your business for free. Number 1, endorsed offer. Number 2, referral network. And number 3, become an add-on to someone else's service. That's it from me, my dear friends. This has been episode 23, 3 ways to get other people to promote your business for free. I hope it's been helpful, and I'll see you tomorrow.